Hello and welcome back to Star Citizen, where I've thought a lot about playing all these Vanduul swarm rounds, and I thought, yeah, maybe it's not entirely fair because I have this more highly advanced human spaceships against the poor Vanduul and their probably underdesigned ships. But because this week we have the chance to really play all flyable ships at this point, I can actually go out and fly a Vanduul ship this time, which I'm gonna do. Let me talk a little bit more about that. As you see, the overlay when the ship starts up is actually really weird and alien. You would have guessed it, but whoever captured this ship also thankfully provided a sort of overlay hack, which makes the overlay more human-like after full startup. But if we get hit and or if there are problems, then the overlay may just default to the alien overlay for a few seconds, which I think is a nice touch with this ship because there's always these small distortions going on sometimes. So that's actually kind of neat. Let's also talk about the weapons on the ship, because the weapon sort of has two main weapon groups. First is the fast-firing weapons that we already know and heard a lot about while fighting Vanduul. Yeah, we can actually do that ourselves now. They're okay, I guess. They do damage. They're very comparable to normal fast-firing weapons that the puny humans have. The Vanduul also has these special type of weapons, these plasma cannons. They do a frick ton of damage, but they overheat quickly. I mean, if I shoot like 5 times with them, then they're overheated. So, sort of the glaive sort of flies like a even more extreme 350. It suffers also from an oversteering problem that we'll see later, or from a drifting problem, however you want to call that. So, but it's basically high risk, high reward. If you manage to shoot something with your big plasma cannons, then it's probably toast after 1 or 2 hits. But you have to hit something with it, which is not quite as trivial. So there's only two people right here. What does the other one fly? A Hornet, of course. A boring human flying a boring Hornet. Everybody and their mother can fly Hornets or Super Hornets. It's probably a Super Hornet, right? I can't really see it from here. It's maybe it is even a normal Hornet. It looks grey and not white. Anyway, there's one thing I also wanted to talk about, but I forgot about it right now. All right, the steering problem. As we'll see, if you try to steer the ship at maximum speed, then turning around actually takes a lot of time. Before I basically turn around 180, it takes a while. So you can help that by using your afterburner as a corrective flight path measure. But the afterburner sort of doesn't regenerate quite as quickly. So if you use it too much, then you'll run out of it, and the regeneration takes a while, so there's that. Also, the weapons sort of have a very short effective range. They're like sub 1,500 meters of effective engagement range, which is something to keep in mind because you have to be closer to the enemy to actually harm them properly.
Warning.
So, but now let's go to the enemies. To our Vanduul brothers, who we're gonna embrace with our guns. Actually, they are flying scythes. Which the ship I'm flying is actually not the scythe, but the glaive, which is sort of the ship that the elite Vanduul are flying. Basically, the main distinguishing feature is the scythes sort of have one big wing with these blades attached to it. The glaive sort of has 2 of those wings. Whoops. My bad. Sorry, man. I'm on your side. Well, maybe not. Maybe I'm actually not on his side. Who knows? But also the big plasma guns also sometimes suffer from some defocusing or not quite hitting what they're supposed to hit. Not sure what the reason for that is actually. Maybe if you try to use them at the limit of their effective range, the targeting computer doesn't quite get what you're trying to shoot at. So there's sometimes a problem with them hitting something. But normally I should be fine. The glaive also has a lot of missiles, like 8, which is definitely a lot. Still alive. I was wondering. So using missiles is actually interesting, though the missiles tend to do less damage than the missiles I've been using so far. Whoa, but they're quite effective at targeting enemies. Thank you for whoever run into me here. So they're also worth keeping in mind to actually use them, because because strange enough they are actually working pretty well against other Vanduul.
Contact. Elite units.
And I can also technically try to ram stuff with my ramming blade, though I'll probably not do it against the Vanduul because they have ramming blades themselves. Bye. As I said, the rockets are actually pretty effective, though to kill a Vanduul ship that is not damaged already, you probably need to use 2 missiles, so I'll tend to just arm 2 of them at the same time. Because even if they get hit by one, they might just stay alive after that. So just to be on the safe side. I mean, I'm probably not running out of rockets in the first 15 waves, so one. Alright, one of my allies got him. Where's the other one? Over there. Oops. You hit something. Man, I know it's very embarrassing to drift around like an idiot and then hit a rock. But at least you survived the ordeal. Which is not something that you should count on happening. Alright.
Elite units eliminated. Warning.
One of us already died, probably ran into something. Or it was the guy who sort of ran into me and he actually accidentally hit my ramming blade, which might have happened actually. So not dead. Whoa, whatever's hitting me is quite doing a good job at it. Come on. The other one is out. Come on. Thank you. The shields are not quite as effective, I think. So, well, technically most shields are not very effective at this point. So, and it has a pretty slim profile. Actually, getting into the ship is pretty fun because you're not sitting here. Yeah, my pilot right now is sort of in a similar situation as if you were professionally riding a bike. So sort of almost kneeling somewhere, but not really sitting. Which is actually interesting and sort of adds to the whole alien feel that the ship tries to go for. Damn it. Come on. Come on. Die, puny Vanduul. You know what? I have rockets. Here, have some. Got him. This is probably overkilling it, but there's no kill like overkill. Did I get that guy? Not sure. Didn't see any points. Doesn't matter. He's dead. That's what counts. Alright. Where was this spawn? Whoop. Over there.
Contact.
How did I run out of afterburner fuel?
En route.
I thought I was barely using Afterburner, but apparently I was wrong. Because it's at like 8% right about now. You're trying to use rockets against me, man. That's not nice. Let me show you how that is done. See, he's also using a glaive, which is how our ship looks from the outside. If I manage to score the most points in this round, we'll also get to see how it looks from the outside later in this video. Maybe if there's downtime somewhere I can actually go to the outside view, though I doubt it. Oops. I ran into some debris. Did I lose something? No. I think everything's still there. Why? Okay, that guy's also down.
Elite units eliminated.
Alright. Oh, I should have used 4 more rockets. My bad. My bad. I should really be more liberal with the rockets in this ship.
There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Because they are actually pretty nice. But it's always so much more satisfying gunning something down with the lasers instead of using rockets, but... Anyway. Where'd my rockets go, by the way? Got that guy. Hello? Mr. Vanduul Hunter, are you already down? Such an effing shame. There's someone over there, though. Let's actually try to get him. Oops, oops. What sound was that? Not sure what that sound was. Yeah. He's ramming into stuff. Must be careful to not do the same mistakes, actually. Come on, just die, man. Alright. Glad we talked about this.
Contacts remaining. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Well, the guy who died in the first round actually just left, or was kicked out, I'm not sure. But he's not around anymore, so it's just 2 guys against Vanduul. Just how I like it. As long as there's still 2 guys, I think it's actually kind of nice and all fair and handy and hunky-dory and stuff. Just alone here probably be a little bit too much, because there's only so much heat you can take before you need to get out of the kitchen, you know? So. But our other pilot seems to be pretty competent, so. Bye. Got him.
0 hostile contacts.
I mean, my other guy got him, not me. But I said you got him. So...
Contact. Elite units en route.
There's some coming. Got one. Just because I'm using the airship, that doesn't mean that we'll have fair, honorable combat. No, no, no. Not quite there yet. It's actually also pretty satisfying to use it against other players in the mini PU this week, because you can basically then roleplay sort of an invading elite Vanduul and a glaive, which is actually kind of nice, I think. Yeah, he survived that one. Did actually hit, but survived. Well, didn't survive that. All right, good old plasma cannon. Yeah, I got that. But thanks for caring, computer. So there's only Bloodhound left. Well, we got 2 missiles left. Come on, Bloodhound. Have some missiles. Got him. Whoops, what? What the shit? What the shit was that? I ran into something, but not entirely sure what. Okay. Quite hit them. That guy here. Alright, now I did though. One fella. Alright. He's down. You wanna have some rockets, man? Here, have some. Oops, my bad. Bye. And alright. Doing fine, I'm actually in the lead.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
I think point-wise I could probably perform better if using using the, using a Super Hornet and Gimbal and all that shit, but I think this is actually fun, so because of fun I'll actually use. Oops. Getting hit. Someone's already shooting at that. Someone already got that blue. Oh, someone actually shot me down. Alright, fair enough. But backshoot shot was down. I feel similar to the Origin series, the ship also suffers from loss of backside shield a lot, so let me actually just divert a little bit more energy to the backside shield to hopefully alleviate these problems a little bit, though I doubt it'll be enough. What, really? That was a crash? Huh. Okay. You say so, man? It would have been ridiculous, just getting a new ship and then on first try just run into something. It does actually seem like a thing I might actually just pull off. Not for fun, but just for general stupidness. I would have got a lot of missiles because I just died, so let's actually be even more liberal with them. So you also want a missile pack, I heard. Give me a second. I know someone's already shooting that. Let me actually go for someone else. One. Alright, got him. Was trying to do something against it, but alas, to no avail. Did I lose an engine somewhere? What's the... What the frick? Not sure how I ran into that. I tried to use the afterburner to correct the course multiple times, but now the ship seems to be getting back to how it should perform. But I did lose both class 5 guns, which is bad. Alright. Apparently I didn't hit the accelerate button enough in that case there. For some reason. Well, but I got missiles. back shooters down already. Crazy. Why? What was that sound? What the hell was that sound? Not sure. Apparently nothing too bad. I'm not gonna use a missile on that guy. Alright.
0 hostile contacts remaining. Warning. There are multiple hostiles
Wave 14
inbound.
already. Ah, the fun smell of competent pilots. Whoops. That turn was maybe a little bit too close. Oops. No, that's a station. The shield is down. Apparently they take a while until the shield regenerates. So let's use some missiles. No, don't shoot me! I'm on your side! Oh. Something died? No, I'm about to die, okay? Can I get some targets? No, I can't. Actually, I'm just floating, so let's activate those the self-destruct. Apparently they got some vital system and I'm now just drifting. Did want to use my remaining rockets, but wasn't able to target something, so... Anyway. Yeah, it's a Super Hornet, okay. I'm not gonna judge people because they fly Super Hornets in Vanduul Swarm. I think it's okay if you want to solo them. If you want a challenge, then you maybe should try to fly something else, because then Vanduul are not that dangerous. I'm not even gonna use Afterburner to get there. Or am I? I might actually, sure. But I doubt I'll actually get there in time before he gunned him down. Yep. Was correct on that assessment, at least. So.
Contact. Elite units en route.
Okay. There's Reaper. Got him. And I'm getting shot at. Whoa! Already lost one side. Holy frick. I mean business. Apparently I should have waited for my colleague. And they got some... Yeah, sure. I did freaking use countermeasures. I really did freaking use countermeasures there. Huh. Apparently I did not, for some reason, because I still have full countermeasures. Well, apparently we're gonna go watch that guy do stuff, because I'm running into the barrier. However they did that. What am I missing, actually? I'm missing a drive, apparently. So now I just have Afterburner and maneuvering thrusters, apparently. Strange. I can't even use Afterburner, so I basically got maneuvering thrusters, I think. Yeah, I could try to stay alive with maneuvering thrusters, but I think it's just best to run into the barrier and then hopefully... Yeah, I know. And hopefully my colleague manages to deal with the Vanduul so I can get my after elite wave revive. But apparently I shouldn't run into the cluster of enemies because... Well... Not sure why the countermeasures didn't drop, actually, but... Anyway, we're gonna watch some Hornet pilots do good stuff. Let's lock this camera. Not sure that happened. No, it's probably Z, right? Yeah. Alright. For sure that happened yesterday. I sort of soloed the last wave because I think the other guys left before last wave. But not entirely sure what killed me there. Never mind. Whee.
Elite units eliminated.
Yay! Do I get my revive?
Stand by for reintegration.
Yay! Woo!
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
So now I should take it serious. So concentration time. And probably not run into the enemies before my colleague does. All going to greet me. Oh joy. Yay. Yes, thank you. So many freaking missiles out of my way. And shield is down. Got that freaking shield here. Feel like it does barely do anything. Well, stuff's still holding together somehow, but let's see for how long. Let's try and gauge something. What the frick?
Alert. Starboard crash close.
What the frick did I run into there? Alright. At least I can still fire rockets, missiles, whatever. Yeah, the ship would be so much better with turning if you could have more afterburner fuel somehow. Alright, get out of here. Well, something's probably firing at me. Did I get my friend? No. Friend is the green one. Right. Got that. I can't turn here because he's on the other side of the frickin' stream. Come on, ship, stop drifting.
Zero hostile contacts remaining.
Of course, now you stop drifting.
Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Guess I'm too close here, actually. But I killed something. But more by accident than by any real skill. I admit that. I was just saying there, oh, I need to get out of here, but maybe I could actually shoot at something. Yeah, I'm still followed by something. Probably yes, in my missiles, sure. Come on. I also have some. Okay, got that. Got that guy. I'd like to make it through to the last wave, though might actually just die here. Whoops. Whoa. What the fuck happened there? Don't think I killed him by weapons fire. lost something, but you're still alive. Need to change that. Alright.
Shields fully charged.
Go here. And that drifting. Should really not go at full speed with this ship.
Zero hostile
Because
contact.
it got a severe case of the drifts. I always thought this was sort of
Contact.
a patented
Elite units
350
en
hour
route.
problem, but apparently it's actually not. Okay, so now one glaive and a Hornet against a dozen glaives. Seems legit. I do have 2 more missiles. Why are they not locking? Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shields charging. Shields charging.
I don't think I'm getting out of this. Come on, go to the side, afterburner, do something. Thank you. Yeah, I'm still getting locked on. Darn. Yeah, sure more, of course. Of course! Ah, damn it, that knocked out my weapons. And I don't have missiles left, so... And let's engage ramming speed! I don't know that I can do much ramming without any afterburner fuel, but... I could technically engage ramming speed. Damn it. Yeah, those rockets that they have are pretty badass. But the Hornets should be able to kill them. But I can keep them busy, so I'm not gonna just suicide here, because I can still nullify some enemy rockets and maybe actually kill something just by pure accident. Yeah, maybe not like this. Okay, they got my engine this time. Alright, I'm not gonna keep them off your tail much longer, Blackfang, I'm sorry. Tried my best, but apparently they're pretty weak against splash damage and whatever type of rockets they're using, probably heat-seeking. So, there's that. But he'll be fine, I hope. Because the 4 that were chasing me are just floating around there.
You are approaching simulation boundaries.
Bye!
Your
Woo.
exit status
So now
has
we
been
can
revoked.
watch the rest of the fight. I want to watch from the cockpit. Give me outside view. Come on, give me outside view. Thank you. Alright, so what's my general experience with the glaive? It's fun to fly to some extent if you can handle the engine power compared to the steering abilities that it has. The weapons are really fun, but sort of a one-trick pony. And it doesn't really hold up much, because the shields are pretty bad, and once the shields are down, the ship almost tends to go just with it. So there's that. The Hornet, for instance, is much more durable, because you can lose a lot of unnecessary parts before the actual ship goes down. So there's that. So probably the Hornet is the superior ship, and also fast-firing weapons are probably more effective than the slow-firing and high-value weapons. But as I said, I didn't do this for saying, oh, I can make it through the wave 18 all by myself. I made it to have some fun. See here, he just ate a rocket totally to his ship, and he lost a few things, but most of his weapons are still working somehow. Not sure how, but somehow. And yeah, as the Anvil Aerospace Hornet commercials say, it can take a lot and still be able to dish it out, which it totally does. And the glaive just really doesn't do that. But I'm really seriously wondering how the ship is holding it together. I mean, some parts probably aren't rendering, like the sort of over-engine strout that is sometimes there and sometimes not. Can I actually zoom out here? Yeah. I got no further control of the camera here. Anyway, so if you're probably trying to be as effective as possible, then Hornet is probably better. Though I'd probably tend to go for the M50 just because it's even more fun to fly, because it's much more maneuverable and it doesn't suffer from the drifting complex too much. So after this open weekend where after this open week where all ships are available to fly, I'll probably return to my usual stuff, probably to the M50. I don't think I'm actually going to be returning to the Super Hornet, because I find the Super Hornet to be a little bit boring and really not necessary at the time, at least when you're only trying to do missions or Vanduul Swarm. If you're trying to do like really serious PvP battle, then probably the Super Hornet is the best. And I'll also try out the Saber in some point in the near future. Maybe even today, because it's also free to fly at this point. So I'd probably want to use that with some customized weapons and loadout and stuff. So I'll probably wait until I can afford this via REC. But sort of going back to the point I was trying to make is the glaive, you can also order it via REC, but for 35,000 REC, I think it's a little bit overpriced for what it does. So I'll probably not order it for that. Yay! I got 1,200 REC out of it, at least. Alright, so that was hopefully still fun to you. We won. I failed a little bit there, but well, as I said, the ship isn't really very durable, and it can't survive the insane amount of heat that you could survive in an M50, for instance, where you can just zoom right in and say, "Hey, shoot me please, I have a small ship and you're probably not gonna hit me, so shoot me." So that's that, but maybe I'll try out some more ships, because there are actually a lot of ships that you can fly this week, because they basically unlocked everything, as I said in the last video together with Don Krümer. So maybe I'll do some more videos with some other ships, though I doubt it, because I've really tested out most. At least the ones that would be useful in Arena Commander. I mean, I didn't try out the Freelancer, for instance, which might be fun. So I might actually just do that in the mini PU, but we'll see that next time. Have a good one.